Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. If you are new, hi, I am Korra. I run a niche content website. I will link all of that information below, which basically means I get to create based on my passions for a living, which is so much fun. And I've been having an absolute blast bringing this all to life on YouTube as well. And one of my major hobbies and passions in life, as you can probably see, is houseplants. And I realized that even though I've had this hobby for years and years and years, I've never on any of my socials done a houseplant tour. So that is what we're doing today, my friends. This is gonna be my 2025 houseplant tour. The goal is to do this every year, not only for like your guys' entertainment, hopefully you find this somewhat entertaining, but also so that I can look back over the years and see the growth of my plants, reminisce on plants that are no longer with me, etc. So let's get into it. I want to start by showing one that is already on my channel. I just did this. Hold on. I potted this acrylic planter filled with multiple cuttings from different philodendrons, and I'm obsessed with how she turned out. I also, sitting over there, kind of by herself, is this mistletoe cactus. She's super fun, and I hope that I get some blooms eventually. I love elephants because of the animal. Don't read into it wrong. All right, and welcome to the ground. Because I'm not picking all these up, guys. That ain't gonna happen. Over here is my pride and joy ZZ plant. She was maybe a quarter of this when I got her. And I'm gonna tell you right now, if you have a ZZ plant and you're not seeing the growth that you wanna see from her, A, patience, B, stop overwatering. You've gotta let her dry out between. That's a rant for another day. This is a propagation of a cane plant that I also just did. I'm so excited, but we'll see the mama cane tree in a minute. Clearly this guy is a propagation of this guy, which is either a golden goddess philodendron or a lemon lime philodendron. I'm having a really hard time identifying, and I got her at a big box store like 7 years ago. They didn't know, and she's absolutely thrived like crazy. She has tons of successful propagations. I love the leaves. This guy came out of nowhere, and this is really the leaf that's making me question her and what kind of philodendron she is. But the answer is I don't really care because she's beautiful and I love her. And then we also have a lime dracian. I don't know if I'm saying dracian. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but they're a very distinct shape. I have 3 different versions of them throughout. And this guy I repotted pretty recently because I realized that it was still in its nursery pot, which is why I didn't see almost any growth. And now, like not even 3 weeks later, there's already new growth starting to come, because as you'll see, they can get so tall. Let's jump up here. This is an alocasia that I got from Trader Joe's. She has a couple leaves that are struggling, but she also has new growth in there. So I think that we may have beat the grocery store curse on her. And I really hope so, because the last alocasia was so stunning. She was beautiful, and spider mites got to her. Up here is a croton. I don't know the exact variety. This is one of the most fun plants to me because it's so dramatic. If this guy needs water, every single leaf will like limp down and be like, oh my god, I'm dying. And then you give it like a smidge of water and it's like, oh, okay, I'm good now. They actually need a fair amount of water. Don't let them trick you in that sense. But I love the communication. Like, this guy tells me what it needs and I'm like, okay, cool. I see you, bud. A plant that I was like honestly not sure was gonna survive our 2 cross-country moves was this rubber plant. In this new apartment, look at all, like, so she lost a ton of the leaves down here during the moves and I was like, oh no. But she has been so happy here, actually. I don't really know what to do to like fill her up. I think I'm gonna need to take some propagations and like plant them as a bed. Like, I think that's how we're gonna have to handle that. But I love my rubber plant. And you'll see in these little magnetic holders, which are so cute, 3 different air plants. I am not a pro at air plants. I'm still learning them. Oh, by the way, up here is a propagation of the ZZ plant. Down here, this is Jane. My husband named her Jane because from this show Jane the Virgin, because she is the mama of like almost every pothos in this house. She has insane successful propagations. She grows leggy for days, no problems. She's my sweet baby. She's getting older, for like 8 or 9 years, and I know they'll last like forever, but she has moved across the country twice, but at least I know that if I ever did lose her, at least her babies will live on. Anyways, I love a string of blank plants, okay? You're gonna see a lot of them. This is my string of bananas. Look at how fun she is. Like, this is like definitely the most fun plant that I have. Back here is a heartleaf philodendron. You're gonna see more of them throughout. It's another one that propagates like crazy, sees growth like crazy. And if you want just like a full, beautiful, but insanely easy plant, go get a heartleaf philodendron, okay? Up here is one that has taken me many attempts to learn to master, and that is a prayer plant. I struggled with prayer plants my first few. I couldn't get the water and light needs down, but clearly I have figured it out. New growth. I've had this guy for maybe 2 years now, and she's thriving. I love prayer plants, they're so pretty. Another little Jane propagation. I often use the propagations to put them back in the originals to make them fuller and healthier, but it's a lot easier to do that once they've already grown and established. This is my first string of, and it is a string of hearts. She's not doing the best. She used to be so insanely full and stunning, but she was one of the ones that took it the hardest when we moved. So I'm holding on hope. She's got this length still going, but I've been having a hard time refilling her. All right, we're moving over to the calyx now. I'm not gonna attempt to say the formal name of this guy, but it's a Chinese evergreen. This leaf got a little crusty, a little crunchy over by the sun, but at the same time, the sun made all of this wonderful growth. She actually was really stagnant for a long time, so I'm gonna have to see if I decide to put, I think she needs a middle ground between here and right by the window, but that doesn't really exist, so we'll see. But look at the pretty pink leaves. I have a weakness for pink leaves, but you'll see that not that many of the plants keep the pink, but she's got the pink. The pink fades if they don't have like the exact right nutrients usually. Here's a jade. Jade is one that I wanted for a really long time, but never like found a healthy one up until this guy, and I'm absolutely obsessed. That guy's dead. All right, another string of is a string of turtles. Like, do you see how this kind of looks like turtle shells? How cute is that? She is doing fantastic. It's very full. Very, very happy with this guy. Another pothos, and this is a marble queen, I think. Again, sometimes they're hard to identify the exact, like, because some of the leaves look certain ways. There's a chance it's a snow white, but I don't think it is. I think it's a marble queen. She's beautiful. A few propagations of her around, and I actually added back in 2 of these propagations because she was getting real leggy, but without any fullness. One that has just taken off is this arrowhead. I had her for years and years and saw very like a new leaf maybe every season, and then something has happened recently and she is shooting off like you would not believe. I'm totally obsessed. She also has bits of pink on her leaves, and she's so pretty. Another heartleaf philodendron. This is a insanely successful propagation of that one I showed you before. Here's a rickrack or zigzag cactus, and then a propagation of it as well, which I'd actually propagated too and the one didn't take, but this one's taking really well, but she might be in too big of a pot. Okay, so this is this is Atlantis, which is which has a name I can't pronounce, okay? It's a sedum tachus. She was one I got pretty recently, and I actually didn't think she was going to survive, and she's doing better now, so holding out some hope. Another propagation, like I was saying, of the marble queen is back here. And then this is my 3rd attempt of a nerve plant, and so far it's going the best, okay? She's still alive after a few months. I don't know what it is about me and nerve plants, because I swear to God, every other plant parent I talk to, it's like, I love nerve plants, they're so easy. No. Those are not. This is a snake plant propagation that I was getting so disheartened by because I propagated it years ago. And I was like it wasn't dying, but it wasn't giving me growth. And then in the last few months, I hope the camera's picking this up. She's healthy, she's new growth, she's succeeding. I'm so happy with her. Back here is a Brazil philodendron. I love her leaves. Like, just look how fun they are. There's a lot of propagations of her throughout as well. Which exact Dracanina, how do I say that? I should just look it up, but I'm not gonna. She's a colorful one, nicknamed Dragon Tree. Another one with like the touches of pink throughout. And then I believe in the right situations, she gets a little bit of orange too. So we'll see. She's a newer one to me. Back here is a propagation of my Monstera. We'll look at her in a minute. She's my pride and joy. Got a new leaf. This guy's doing like absurdly good. This is the cane tree that I was talking about before, where I just did a propagation of her as well. This tree is so stunning. She's had so much growth. Notching does work on her, by the way. I was playing with that and I have a ton of success. I'm gonna have a hard time with the lighting over here because there's these beautiful bay windows that my plants love, but you know what doesn't always love it? Cameras. All right, we got a fuzzy wuzzy back here that I'm gonna grab out. We also have another snake plant propagation that has taken, but no new growth, so we don't need to worry about her right now. Anyways, this is Mike's fuzzy wuzzy. It smells like a college frat. Okay, didn't realize that when I ordered from Succulent Depot. It's so cool, but holy crap. I don't know if I can say this on here, but everyone's favorite plant to enjoy at a party is what this thing smells like. But she's pretty, but that's why she's tucked back there, so we can't smell her. Anyways, this is my pride and joy monstera. She did take a hard few hits during the moving, but I've been working on watering her aerial roots, and that has been so absurdly helpful. Tons of new leaves. That's a new leaf. And then there's 1, 2, 3 that have yet to unfurl that like popped up pretty recently. She's doing so good now, and I'm so proud and so happy. I'm scared to move her again though. Back here in need of a watering. This guy's a little dramatic. Oh, and you got it dead. Okay, as soon as this video is over, I need to do some TLC on this guy, but this is my zebra plant. I got her at Groovy Plant Ranch, which was my favorite plant store in Columbus, Ohio, and if you have ever a chance to go there, we were in town for a bridal shower, and it was my husband's idea. He was like, let's stop there, and we were driving back to Charlotte, so anyways, she's very, very pretty. Very unique leaves, but she needs some TLC. Back here is a propagation station. There's a bunch of them. I get basically all my propagation vases through thrifting or former spice jars. Back here, is a succulent, which I don't have a ton of succulents, as you can see, because I actually don't vibe with succulents all that well. But she is so pretty. She's a campfire crassula. She's so, so pretty, has the touches of pink. You can clearly tell that I have a weakness for any plants with pink. Another heartleaf philodendron propagation. And then this is probably the coolest philodendron I think I own. It's a ring of fire philodendron. And when in the perfect atmosphere and climate, she gets orange on her leaves when they're new. I haven't gotten any of those yet. I've gotten some of this pretty yellow, but we're holding out hope, guys. We're holding out hope. I think the last of the string ofs is a string of raindrops. She is new, that's why she's still in the little 2-inch plant, or pot, but I do need to get her into a bigger pot because there's one of my hairs literally wrapped around. How did that happen? Anyways, she's growing like crazy and has lots of new growth. Another plant that did really, really struggle with the moves is my playa. She's got new happy growth up top. These other leaves are just, I'm not sure how much longer she's gonna be with us. She's really not doing well. My very first Dracaena, we don't need to go on about how I don't know how to say that, is this beautiful guy. Classic, stunning. This is just like what I feel like a houseplant looks like. Do you know what I mean? With a full dramatic leaf opening, we have a polka dot begonia. Look at that. She's so pretty. But we have a snake plant back here. This guy is actually one that my husband had gotten for his office like 10 years ago. But I've been working on her and she has stunning new growth. Like we could not believe the colors that have came out of her. A satin pothos right here, which yeah, the leaves, look how cool those are. And this is propagations of Jane, of the jade philodendron. Though some of these may have actually been a golden philodendron. I don't quite understand how, but it is what it is. Lots of new growth. I love this planter. Last few. Watermelon pepperdenia. This is one that I actually had one of these before removed. It did not survive the move, so I was really happy to get another one. A propagation of the arrowhead. She's doing so good. This is a comet, which is the name for a type of succulent that, once again, I cannot pronounce the formal name of. Oh, I forgot to show you the other monstera. One second, we'll have to get up. And then we have my Earth Star, which has one dead leaf there that needs to be removed, but as you can may be able to see, she actually also gets this beautiful pink color when she is perfectly happy. That being said, she's gonna get sat in the windowsill to get some extra light because that is what makes her the happiest. And I realized that I actually forgot a whole chunk up here. Okay, we have another pothos jade propagation. Not that exciting. And then here we have a white fusion calitha. We're learning to like each other. It's been a struggle a little bit, but we're learning to like each other. A Swiss cheese monstera. This guy took the worst hit. Okay, maybe not the worst. I guess I've said that a bunch, but this guy did not thrive on the move. However, she has lots of new growth after a big old chop. And then there's a propagation of her in there as well that'll go back in once that propagation takes. And then lastly is this Santa Tradescantia. You would think with my love of plants I could pronounce something. But she just got repotted into a bigger pot because she's thriving. And that, my friends, is my 2025 houseplant tour. I think I'm around 60 plants, something like that. I know that before I moved, I was at like 98. And I gave away a bunch to plant loving friends, and then a couple did not make the move. If you found this to be fun, make sure that you subscribe. I do not just post plant content. Like if you're interested in anything hobby, bettering your life related, etc., then make sure that you go ahead and subscribe. I also post on short forms way more than I do on long form. And those videos are pretty fun in my opinion, you know, if I did say so myself. Anyways, I hope that you're having an absolutely fantastic day. Bye.